everybody, and welcome to the Greene Space. I'm Christy Tanner. I'm the CEO of New York Public Radio. And I'm pretty new in this role. I've been here less than 4 months, and I have to say the best surprise about coming to New York Public Radio has been WNYC's All of It, Broadway on the Radio series. And you are here for what is the capstone of this season of Broadway to see this performance from the Cats, the JELLICLE Ball cast. And I would say one thing I also really, really love is the icon Alison Stewart and how adeptly she interviews her guests every day on her show and in this space and for this series of events. I've been in media for a long time, and I think as we all know, it can be kind of challenging to talk to actors and performers and artists about their work because they get asked the same banal questions all the time. And what I really love and have always loved about Alison's show is she is never banal, and people really talk to her about their work. So you don't need to hear more from me. She's the expert. With that, what I want to do is turn this over to Simon Close, who is a producer of all of it and who really oversees the brilliance that is this series of events. Thank you so much for being a part of our community and for being here today. I'm so happy to see all of you. I'm so excited for you to see this show, and I'm excited for you to meet Simon.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. And are you ready to make the JELLICLE choice? All right. As Christy said, I'm Simon Close. I'm a producer on all of it. I produce this series, and I'm here to welcome you to WNYC's live event space, the Greene Space. As I'm talking, you're going to see the band come in. The performers will come behind me to get set up because we're about to go live in about 4 minutes. And I should say that this is both a Broadway preview, but also we're a live radio show that airs every day. Does anyone here listen to all of it with Alison Stewart? Awesome. If you don't already listen, we're on 12 to 2 every day. We do lots of Broadway besides this series. We also speak to filmmakers and authors and musicians and anything that arts and culture encompasses. I'm going to bring out Alison Stewart, who is hosting today's event, in a second. But first, I just have to mention that WNYC is member-supported. If you've been listening this week or the past couple weeks, you are very aware of that because we've been in our pledge drive. An event like this takes a lot of hours and emails and meetings and planning behind the scenes, and it's the support from our members that really provides us the resources to do this work. And as you're aware, we've been in a volatile place in public media recently. So if you're already a member, and if you donated in the past couple weeks, thank you very much. If you are not a member yet, there's an opportunity for you to become one today at this event. There's a QR code on the screen. A gift of any size is welcome, but a monthly sustainer gift gives us the stability to weather political storms and anything that comes our way. And so the QR code is there if that has inspired you to donate a little bit more after this pledge drive. And with that, I'm going to hand things over to the host of today's event, Alison Stewart. In a moment, after the cast of Cats comes on the stage.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alison Stewart. As we said, you are invited to a live radio broadcast. You get to see how the sausage is made. It's a little bit like a roller coaster. Once you're on, you're on. So you'll see people coming and going or passing notes. So just enjoy it. Anything can happen in live radio. So we ask for a little bit of grace for each other and for you. And we'll see how it goes. We are broadcasting to thousands of people in the New York City area, live streaming around the world. We got a comment from Colombia the last time we did it, so no pressure. But you're in the room, you're gonna be here where it happens. And so that's a nice way of saying, silence your cell phones, everybody. You can take pictures and all that. And it's really a special place to be today. So we're gonna get started in about 1 minute, and thank you so much for being here. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. You are listening to All of It. I'm Alison Stewart. We are live in the Greene Space in Soho with a special episode of All of It for you today. It's Broadway on the radio, and we are here with the cast of Cats, the JELLICLE Ball. During this hour, we'll be joined by the show's directors, its choreographers, and we'll speak to actors Tempest Chastity Moore and André de Shields. Woo, woo, woo. And of course, we're going to have live music for you. Let's hear it for the band. If you're not here with us in person or listening to us, you can see this shindig by going to WNYC.org. We can watch a free live stream of today's broadcast. Are you ready for some OPULENCE opulence? Here on lead vocals is Sidney James Harcourt as Rum Tum Tugger, with backing vocals from Darius Wright and Garnett Williams. This is Cats, the JELLICLE Ball.
The next category is realness. Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat.
If you offer me pheasant, I'd rather have grouse. If you put me in a house, I much prefer flat. If you put me in a flat, then I'd rather have a house. If you set me on a mouse, then I only want a rat. If you set me on a rat, then I'd rather chase a mouse.
The Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat.
And there isn't any call for me to shout it.
For he will do as he will do.
And there's no doing anything about it.
The Rum Tum Tugger is a terrible boy.
When you let me in, then I wanna go out. I'm always on the wrong side of every door. And as soon as I'm at home, then I like to get about. I like to lie in the bureau drawer, but I make such a fuss when I can't get out.
The Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat.
And there isn't any use for you to doubt it.
For he will do as he will do.
And there's no doing anything about it. My disobliging ways are a matter of habit. If you offer me fish, then I only want to feast. If there isn't any fish, then I won't eat a rabbit. If you offer me cream, then I sniff and sneer. For I only like what I find for myself. Nah, but you catch me in it right up to my ears if you put it away on a lot of shelf.
The Rum Tum Tugger is artful and knowing. The Rum Tum Tugger
Doesn't care for a cuddle, but I'll leash up on your lap in the middle of your song, for there's nothing I enjoy like a harbor.
is a curious cat. The Rum Tum Tugger
anything about it.
That was Sydney James Harcourt, Rum Tum Tugger, and the cast from Cats, the Jellicle Ball. This is all of it. We're here live in the Greene Space with the stars of Cats. I'd like to introduce to you right now the co-directors of Cats, Bill Rauch and Zhailon Levingston. Thank you for being with us. So you had a memory. You were sitting in a bar, and you had this vision of a man at a gay bar, an older man singing Memory. What about that image was important to you, and what did it strike in you?
You know, the song is so beautiful and so melancholy, and it just felt like being sung by an older person in a queer context would bring out contours in the music and in the lyrics that could be very powerful. So that was the original impulse.
Zhailon, your first exposure was to Cats as a preschooler. You were watching Barney's Great Adventure.
That's true.
How did Barney bring you to Cats? And
Yeah.
what did you like about it as a kid?
That's a great question. So I would watch this movie, Barney's Great Adventure, and on the trailers they would show a trailer of the pro shot of Cats from 1997, 98, and I didn't know what I really was looking at. I just knew that the way these people were moving and what they dressed like felt, you know, like they did something tingly in my stomach, and I didn't know what it was going on. And one day I went to Blockbuster with my mother, and I saw the box set of this pro shot with the black case and the yellow eyes, and I said, I want to watch that. And she was like, you don't want to watch that. And I was like, I do want to watch this. And so she was like, okay, well, if I get this, you have to watch it because, you know, Blockbuster cost money. And so I got it, and the story goes, she put it in the VHS, and I sat 5 inches away from the television, and I didn't move for 2.5 hours. I didn't ask for food. I didn't go to the restroom. And then that's when she knew I had a problem.
You said before that you and Bill were joking with a friend about turning Cats into a production where there weren't cats. The cats weren't cats. What was interesting to you about that idea, and that in what way did it seem impossible? We know it's possible, but at the time...
Yeah, well, I mean, Bill had been on this journey with trying to investigate cats as humans before I was, and it was just like this serendipitous thing where it just so happened at the beginning of his process, I had been asking the same question around, could there be a production of Cats where there were no cats? Would it be called Cats No Ears, No Tails? And could it be situated in a like cultural context? And it just felt like it could be artistically possible because in the 20th century, everyone called each other, you know, look at that sly cat, that's a dangerous cat over there, look at that sexy cat right there. You know, so I was like, this is possible probably, but just felt like that could never happen. Andrew Lloyd Webber would never allow something like that to happen with his material. And then I was talking to who eventually became the casting director of the show, Victor Vasquez of X Casting, and I was joking with him. I was like, can you believe that? That would be a crazy idea. And then he didn't laugh, and he said, you need to talk to Bill Rauch. And I was like, okay. And then so 2 days later, I was on a Zoom with Bill, and he started to tell me about the year of work that he had been doing with our dramaturg Josie and Omari Wiles, who's in the building. And we just started to connect, and I can let you talk about that meeting.
It was our first conversation, And 90 minutes later, we had agreed that we were going to co-direct this production in our first conversation.
I'm going to ask you to spill a little tea, Bill. Who was someone who didn't quite believe in your vision? Who did you have trouble convincing that this would be an important show?
Everybody. I think it was always greeted with curiosity and fear that it might not work. But there was enough encouragement, and we just kept believing in it. And the incredible colleagues that we got to work with just kept fueling us to keep moving forward. I would say that the relationship with Andrew Lloyd Webber's company and his colleagues was a wonderful but very twisty road, as you can imagine, because it's a big deal to ask to not only do a non-replica production, but to completely rethink even sometimes the music.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that, like, yes, that has also been my experience. Anytime before we did the show, we would mention it, people would, like, in my face, be like, okay, which is strange. But I think, too, just to say, so many of the cast members that you're gonna see perform have been with the show for so many years and have believed in the vision for so long, even if we didn't know exactly how we were gonna reach it. And so even when the outside world was like, what are y'all doing? To have actors who have been so trusting and vulnerable and courageous and rigorous and critical without ever being fearful or doubtful, I think it was a really big ingredient for us pushing through all of the naysaying.
When did ballroom come into the equation?
As Zhailon mentioned, that Josie, our dramaturg, and Omari and I began to work on this during the pandemic, and we knew from the very beginning that it was ballroom. I had thought about, as we talked about earlier, a gay bar, but picking up the libretto again years later, it's clearly set at a ball. It's a competitive ball. It goes all the way through the T.S. Eliot words. It's a once-a-year ball that happens. Everybody's vying for the grand prize. And being able to collaborate with Omari as a ballroom icon, so many of the categories just clicked into place immediately, where it was very, very clear, this character, this song, this category. There were others that we worked on for years trying to find, but many of them were apparent from the very beginning.
We're going to hear another song in just a moment from the show. Zhailon, what was a challenge for you in directing this show, and how did you get through that challenge?
Oh, I mean, just remembering that challenge is innate to the process, and that, like, challenge is not a sign that you are on the wrong path, that, like, we're making a thing that's hard. And, like, all the way through the process, from workshops to off-Broadway to figuring out how do you extend a show like this to transferring to Broadway, anytime we would come up against a kind of existential wall, we would always remind ourselves that, like, oh, a characteristic of making this show is that it is hard. And so just reminding myself that, for this work, so much of the job is standing in public and failing publicly as quickly as you can to get to the right answer.
Everybody, let's thank Bill Rauch and Zhailon Levingston. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going to get to another song. Please welcome Nora Shell as Bustopher Jones, along with Kendall Grayson Stroud, Bryson Battle, Darius Wright, and Garnett Williams. This is from Cats, the Jellicle Ball.
When we walk down the street, on the coat of the steed is black.
such well-cut trousers,
or such an impeccable back.
in the whole of St. James's, the smartest of names is the name of this promo of cats. And we're all of us proud to be nodded or bound to my Bustopher Jones in white spats.
My visits are occasional to the senior educational, and it is against the rules for any one cat to belong both to that and the joint superior schools. For a similar reason, when a game is in season, I'm found not at foxes but blimps. I am frequently seen at the gay stage and screen, which is famous for winkles and shrimps. In the season of medicine, I give my Benson to a pot hunter succulent bones. And just before noons, not a moment too soon, to drop in for a drink of the drones. When I'm seen in a hurry, there's probably curry at the Siamese or at the Glutton. Oh, if I look full of gloom, then I've lunched at the Tomb on a cabbage rice pudding and mutton.
St. James's, the smartest of names is the name of this promo of cats. And we're all of us proud to be nodded or bound to my Bustopher Jones in white, Bustopher Jones in white, Bustopher Jones in white spats.
Ooh, I see the category is body. Judges scored muscular body, get into that body. Judges scores women's body, get into that body. Judges scores luscious body, get into that body. Judges score model body, get into that body. Yes, serve it to me, body yachty. Yes, get into that body yachty. 10s across the board.
So much in this way passes Bustopher's J at one club or another they're found. There could be no surprise that under our eyes they have grown unmistakably round. There are 25-pounders,
Or I am a bounder.
putting on weight every day.
But I'm so well preserved because I've observed all my life a routine, and I'd say I am still in my prime. I shall last out my time.
That's the word from the Scottish of Gay.
It must and it shall be springing pell-mell while Bustopher Jones wears white. Bustopher Jones wears white. Bustopher Jones wears white.
And the winner is Bustopher Jones.
That's
Toodle pip. From the band of Cats, the JELLICLE BALL. We have more music on the way. This is Broadway on the radio from all of it on WNYC, live from the Greene Space. Stay with us.
Big news! Radiolab is headed to the Tribeca Festival podcast stage for a special live show in NYC. We'll be headlining the podcast program with this one-night-only live show at the festival's 25th anniversary. Come out on June 9th. I think I can safely promise that it will be sweeter than anything you have ever seen or heard. Tickets are available now at tribecafilm.com/audio. That's tribecafilm.com/audio.
WNYC is supported by the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, celebrating 100 years of collecting and preserving Black history and culture. Information on open-to-the-public exhibitions, events, and more at schomburg.org/100. New Jersey Performing Arts Center. Contemporary composer and pianist Max Richter performs alongside American Contemporary Music Ensemble. June 22nd. Tickets on sale now at njpac.org and ticketmaster.com. Join New York Public Radio's Community Advisory Board for a listener conversation on veterans and their communities Wednesday, May 27th at 6:30 p.m. via Zoom. Register at wnyc.org/CAB.
This is all of it on WNYC. I'm Alison Stewart, and we are in the Greene Space at WNYC with a special Broadway on the Radio event here with the team from Broadway's Cats, the JELLICLE Ball. If you're listening on the radio, you can go to WNYC.org to watch the live stream. And now, please welcome Bebe Nicole Simpson and Garnett Williams and the cast of Cats to introduce us to a one-of-a-kind cat, This is Macavity, the mystery cat.
Macavity's a mystery cat. She's called the Hidden Paw. For she's a master criminal who can defy the law. She's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. Okay. Walking labels, y'all. She say she love me, she put me in Chanel. Call me the devil, baby, 'cause we wearing Prada. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. She's broken every human law. She breaks the law of gravity. Her powers of levitation will make a faker stare. For when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. You may seek her in the basement. You may look up in the air. But I tell you once and once again, Macavity's not there.
Macavity's a ginger cat. She's very tall and thin. You would know her if you saw her, for her eyes are sunken in. Her brow is deeply lined with thought. Her head is highly domed. Her coat is dusty from neglect. Her whiskers are uncombed. She sways her head from side to side with movements like a snake. And when you think she's half asleep, she's always wide awake. Macavity, Macavity, and no one like Macavity. But she's a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet her in the by street, you may see her in the square. But when the crime's discovered, then Macavity's not.
She's outwardly respectable.
I know she cheats at cards.
She do, and her footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yard.
And when the Lord is lieutenant,
Or the jewel case is rifled,
or when the milk is missing,
or another piece been stifled,
or the greenhouse glass is broken,
oh! And the trellis past repair. There's the wonder of the thing. Macavity's
not there.
Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. There never was a cat
Of such deceitfulness and suavity, she always has an alibi and one or two to spare. Whatever time the deed took place,
Macavity wasn't there.
and they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known
Coco Cherry.
I might mention Griddle Bone are nothing more than agents for the cat who all the time just controls the operations. The Napoleon of crime. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. She's a mean and feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet her in a by street, you may see her in a square, but when a crime's discovered, then Macavity, 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 Macavity. When my shoes come on, when a crime's discovered, then Macavity's not there.
That was BB Nicole Simpson, the cast of Cats, the JELLICLE Ball. This is Broadway on the radio, on all of it, live from the Greene Space. Let's hear it again for the band. And now, please welcome the co-choreographers of Cats, Omari, Wiles, and Arturo, Lyons. It is so nice to see you.
Hello.
So I read that you were born in Senegal,
Yes, I was.
and you took African dance when you were 6 years old.
Yes, my mom and dad are known African dance teachers and drummers, musicians, Baba Olukashe Wiles and Marie Bass Wiles.
I'm glad you said their names. How did your early experience prepare you for ballroom?
Well, African dance is theatrical. African dance is almost like a Broadway show. All the layers of music, singing, dance, theater, the storytelling, it's all layered within itself. So I felt like I grew up already on stage. I was pretty much born on stage.
Arturo, your dance credits run deep. You helped launch HBO's Vogue competition, Legendary. How did you meet Omari?
I met Omari in Senegal. I'm lying. Ballroom, yeah, Legendary Ballroom. I know Omari for 20 years now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
for real, for a long time.
A long time.
We'll talk later. Omari, we're gonna talk about Arturo like he's not there. Why did you know he was the right person to help you on this project?
Well, honestly, he was my Jellicle choice from the beginning. Arturo's mind, Arturo's engineering, Arturo's heart and love and passion for dance and creativity, it really stood out for itself. Joining the ballroom scene, he was already a legend and someone that I admired when I saw hit the floor competing. And then being invited by him to do various projects, dance videos that he would choreograph, really just kept me on the right path of being a professional dancer, but also being a passionate dancer. And through his passion grew my passion. And I would not have picked anyone else to take this journey with. He has helped me grow. He has helped this show grow. He literally tells me yes and no to what, and you need someone that's going to be honest with you. You need someone that's going to encourage you, but also we work so well together, and the energy that we bring together, I mean, it's a dynamic duo. You cannot split us apart.
Arturo, what did you learn about Broadway now that you've been on Broadway?
It's very strict.
It's strict. Tell me more.
Yeah. So, in ballroom, we have rules, but it's very lax about it. They don't play that here. You need to be on time. You need to know your cues. You need to know the terminology. You need to know how to read music. It's a lot, but it's great.
In this show, you mix ballroom with Broadway. How did that shape the choreography?
Well, honestly, when you think of ballroom and you think of the theatrics and the whimsical energy that we bring, it goes hand in hand with Broadway. And I think the energy on stage is to perform, right? It's to entertain. And both worlds go hand in hand with that. So it was really, honestly, besides understanding the difference in the music, it was really easy to understand the character and what we wanted to represent as far as ballroom and as far as musical theater, how we wanted to approach the choreography, but not just the choreography, but also just the energy of each piece and each number, to the point where you don't need to see the choreography, you don't need to see them in costume. You can just feel it in their voices that they're being ballroom, and that at the same time they're enjoying musical theater.
Yeah. Arturo, each song gets its own competition category. Can you explain how you adapted that from ballroom culture for Broadway?
Yes, because each character has their own personality, and in ballroom, each category will have their own personality. Like for instance, Tugger, he wouldn't necessarily be a vulgar or vogue femme because realness is something that's more masculine presenting. So he would be realness, that's his category in the show. So it would be something masculine, as something like the tag team would be a voguing category, something more feminine, something more sneaky, more cunning, more catty.
Cats is a super athletic show, but it also has reverence for age and wisdom. The elder cats and the house mothers receive a great deal of respect in this show, and the show is willing to take its time. How did you go about balancing the death drops with the reverence for experience?
Well, we didn't want anyone to die, clearly. So those death drops had to be out of the show, and we called them dips, and the dips were, honestly, it depended on the category that you walked. Not everyone needs to dip, and not everyone needs to vogue. In ballroom, you have to find what category is for you, and I think that speaks to how human each character is and how human the ballroom scene is. We find what is your skill set, your trait, your talent, and we heighten that up through competition, through sportsmanship. We level each other up because of all the shade that was received from society. We decided we'll turn that shade around, right? And how do we turn shade into friendly competition? How do we turn shade into allowing us to see our own growth and our own special, or how special we are, right? In that sense. So with the choreography, with the age, it was really paying homage to our elders. I mean, coming from Senegal and from West Africa, ancestry, elders is so important, and being able to honor our elders is a big thing that we do. And I think in Black culture and it's really important too to respect our elders. So it wasn't saying, oh, you can't do this. It was saying, no, you're seasoned and you do this way. Right? And it was that type of energy and that type of love that the entire cast shows, and the type of respect as well too that the cast shows to the elders. I mean, they are the ones who started, they are the ones who threw the first brick, they are the ones who really helped understand, or help the young ones understand who they are, where they come from, and how to love.
Yes, clap for that. All right, Arturo, someone's seen Cats and they really want to get into ballroom. Where should they go in New York?
I would say OTA first.
Yes, there's a Vogue Club in Brooklyn, OTA.
A $3 bill.
It's that $3 bill. Every other Monday, I think now they have it. It used to be every Monday, but I think it's every other Monday now. You can go there and you can experience a taste of ballroom.
A little bit.
A little salmon paste, a little taste of ballroom, right? You get to taste that. But there's so many balls that are going on around the world, not only in the States, but you can go, depending on where you are, you can be in Spain, you can be in Paris.
You can come to my ball in Paris on September 19th.
Yes, Arturo's having a ball in Paris.
That's an invitation. I've just heard one.
Okay. There's so many balls that's happening. A lot of people who didn't know about ballroom always came to the Latex Ball held by the organization GMHC.
August 22nd.
That's August 22nd, going to be at Terminal.
Who knows?
Right. There's a lot of access now. Ballroom is no longer underground because this is a community that needs to be seen. This is a community that needs to be spoken of and be celebrated. And so now the doors are open for you to see again how human we are and just how talented these individuals are. But a ball, honey, you can go to the pier on Christopher Street on that green turf and see a ball happen, okay? And that's what I remember growing up. I remember going to the pier and there were balls that were happening and we would do grand prize was a movie ticket, or grand prize was $1. You know what I'm saying? Or grand prize was come with me to get you a slice of pizza.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. But now the grand prizes are a little bit more, you know. Now you're giving $10,000 away. You're giving $5,000 away. But it's because of the competition has gotten so fierce. It has gotten bigger. But it's also, I think, the need to celebrate someone, to give someone a grand prize so that they can take that and excel within their self and with their craft or within their life, really.
Omari, Wiles, and Arturo Lyons, thank you for joining us. We'll have more with Broadway on the radio. Stick around.
Climate change makes heat waves more intense. So to confront this, some communities in the U.S. are planting dense mini forests.
The plants talk to each other. Like they tell each other that I need more water, can you send me some? And they work together.
I'm Scott Detrow. We'll have that story as part of our Climate Solutions Week on All Things Considered from NPR News.
Today at 4 on WNYC.
WNYC is supported by Carnegie Hall, presenting Harry Connick Jr. in his Carnegie Hall debut featuring solo performances, small group and big band jazz, and original storytelling. May 22nd through the 23rd. Tickets at carnegiehall.org.
David Auburn's Proof, starring Iowa Debris, Don Cheadle, Jin Ha, and Carrie Young, directed by Hamilton's Thomas Kail, now on Broadway for 11 weeks. Tickets at proofbroadway.com.
Columbia University School of Professional Studies. Upskill for the changing workplace with flexible master's programs. Application deadline, June 1st. More at sps.columbia.edu/upskill.
This is WNYC 93.9 FM and AM 820. NPR News and the New York Conversation.
This is all of it on WNYC. I'm Alison Stewart. I'm here with the team from Broadway's Cats, the JELLICLE Ball. Here's a song that you will definitely know. This is Tempest Chastity Moore with Teddy Wilson Jr. and Darius Wright. Here is Memory.
Now, old Deuteronomy, just before dawn, through a silence you feel you can cut with a knife, announces the cat who can now be reborn and come back to a different jellicle life.
let your memory lead you. Open up and turn. If you find there the meaning of what happiness is, then a new life will begin. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory live again. Burnt out ends of smoky days, the stale cold smell of morning. The street lamp dies, another night is over, another day is dawning. Daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life, and I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin.
Sunlight through the trees in summer, endless masquerading. Like a flower as the dawn is breaking, the memory is fading. Touch me, it's so easy to leave me all alone with the memory of my days in the sun. If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is. Look, a new day has begun.
That was Temptress Chastity Moore from Cats. Chastity, that is probably one of the most famous songs sung on Broadway. What do you think when you are singing that song?
I always say that that song has a lot of pain and comfort. Like I've been here for a half a century, and I remember the times where there was things not happening to my body, and I remember the good times, you know. So I'm remembering the good times and things that I once regretted that now make sense. So it's a lot of pain and comfort. I try to just make everyone else remember their happy times in that time.
We're making a little bit of noise over here because we are joined by André de Shields. Everybody! I remember seeing you in The Wiz when I was a little girl.
You're not that old.
I am that old, but that's another story. You were on Broadway long before Cats started in '81. When you heard that it was coming back and they were using ballroom, why did you want to be part of it?
I wanted to be part of it because my formative years are the 60s. My very first professional show was Hair. That was another attempt at mixing generations that had been so far apart for so long. And now, right here, beats the heart of an unreconstructed hippie. So I am constantly looking for the next revolution because I want to be on the front lines. It's not about spilling blood or anything like that, but when there's an intersection such as the first 25 years of the 21st century has presented with us, this intersection between history and evolution, and finally, the change that's been sitting on the horizon, the paradigm that says, come, it's my turn, let me in, the power of the feminine. There's now a generation of people who have been traditionally marginalized to the edges of society who can do exactly that.
Nice. You play Old Deuteronomy.
Old Deuteronomy.
What is his role in the production, the way you play him?
The leader. The progenitor of all the cats that you will meet through your entire life have come from my thighs. Old Deuteronomy is also the connection between the microcosm and the macrocosm. He's not a god per se, but he is the overlord of these unusual creatures, each of whom has at a minimum 9 lives.
Yeah. For Grisabella, glamour takes on a new meaning. What does glamour mean to her?
Well, I mean, in the ballroom aspect, you have the women of trans experience who came before me were just very glamorous. We call them femme queens. And so here, she's a glamour girl. Like, they always show up and show out. You know that a femme queen is in the building when the femme queen is in the building because she's just extra and she's just glamorous. And this, you know, she's holding on to things that she had before when she once felt more glamorous, but in her mind, she's still glamorous. So glamour just shows up as confidence and pride in who you are and being your full self, and that's how it shows up here.
André, we're going to hear the addressing of Cats, the grand finale. What does this song mean to you?
It was an education. Now, I had seen several versions of Cats because for many years I knew the person who was playing Old Deuteronomy. As a matter of fact, the original Old Deuteronomy on Broadway was Ken Page, a lovely friend of mine who's now in his own version of the Heaviside Layer. I investigated his title because if you know the first books of the Holy Scripture, Deuteronomy is the last. And it is when the second time the law is delivered. So I take on that special activity with this group of people. I've come back to lead the JELLICLE Ball so that another person, another cat, can be chosen to experience what I know.
Let's hear the addressing of cats with André de Shields and the cast of Cats.
You've heard of several kinds of cat, and my opinion now is that you should need no interpreter to understand our character. You've learned enough to take the view that cats are very much like you. You've seen us both at work and games. You've learned about our proper names, our habits and our habitat. But how would you address a cat? So first your memory I'll jog and say a cat is not a dog. So first your memory I'll jog and say a cat is not a dog. With cats, some say one rule is true: don't speak till you are spoken to. Myself, I do not hold with that. I say you should address a cat, but always keep in mind that she resents familiarity. You bow, and taking off your hat, address him in this form. Oh, cat. Before a cat will condescend and treat you as a trusted friend, a little token of esteem is needed, like a dish of cream, and you might now and then supply some caviar or Strasbourg pie, some potted grouse or salmon paste. He's sure to have a personal taste, and so in time you reach your aim and call him by his
And that's Broadway on the radio. Once again, cats, everybody. Thanks to Bill Rauch, Zhailon, Levingston, Omari, Wiles, Arturo, Lyons, André de Shields, and Tempest Chastity Moore. All the cast members, thank you so much. And to the band as well. You can catch Cats, the JELLICLE Ball on Broadway, and you can watch this event back on our live stream. Thanks again to Team All of It. Simon Close produced today's event. Thanks to Ryan Wild and the whole team here at the Greene Space. We have one more Broadway on the radio event coming up. Today, we're announcing a surprise addition to our 2026 lineup. On June 11th, we'll be joined right here by the cast of The Outsiders. Ooh, yes. Go to WNYC.org/events to register and get your tickets. I'm Alison Stewart. Thank you for coming. Get home safe.